Welcome, everybody out there tuning in from La La Land. It's your favorite show on the block. Gas presents sports for the culture. Back again by popular demand. Episode 39. If y'all know us from the early roots, me and Bryce, 39, that's a special number. You know what I'm saying? 39 division, all the real ones that know what that means or know where that is, just know what's up. I'm the host for this evening. I'm Scruff Lion. Y'all know what time it is, man. We about to get in some of the latest heat. You know what I'm saying? We all wearing heat. You see the apparel, the gas apparel. You see the bottom. You know where to get that joint. Get your gas on the box, by the way. Feel me? Early plugs. I'm not afraid to do it. But yo, Bryce, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Y'all know who it is, man. At Bryce XXV double I, aka Mr. Big Leaguer, aka my mama's favorite gas panelist, aka we bringing heat all 2021. Look out for gas, man. Big things coming. Big things coming. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next up, bottom left.
T Boogie, man. It's my first show back from the new year and all that. Good to be back with you, fellas. I'm ready to jump into the show. Wash your hands. They got a new strain of COVID. That means you should buy a new strain of your soap. You know what I'm saying? Get that extra strength, antibacterial. But let's go.
Yes. And wear your mask. You feel me? Gas mask. Preferably. Last but not least, bottom right. Let's get it.
Hey, man, as always, it's your boy Rome, Young Rome 22 on all socials, man. It was a wild Saturday night for me, man. Washington fans, we had a strong performance from our boy, man. But we're gonna get into that and a lot of other things tonight, man. So let's start this show, man. We got a hot one tonight.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, let's jump right into it, man. From last weekend, we had a nice full slate of NFL games, Saturday and then Sunday. But good slate. But overall, any big surprises for y'all this weekend? We actually got the privilege of watching some of these games together. What was your biggest surprise of the NFL weekend?
My biggest probably surprise was we seen a changing of the guard, man. We seen two old quarterbacks, Big Ben and my man Rivers. We saw them. It might be the end. It might be the end of the road for those guys. And we seen the 2018 draft class: Baker, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. We seen them take a step up. So that kind of caught me off guard. I knew two of those guys would win, but I didn't know which two. So.
Yeah, you make a good point, man. Big Ben, had a great regular season. Now coming up short again, and y'all already know how I feel about Phillip Rivers. Another empty postseason trip for my boy, No Thrill Phil. But yo, Bryce, what was your biggest surprise of the weekend? Obviously, besides the Redskins and the Taylor Heineke performance, I know I was impressed by that.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, not so much a surprise, but I guess it's my biggest takeaway was T kind of mentioned it. But I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson proved a lot of people wrong over this weekend. He got the monkey off his back, got his playoff victory, and he did it against a team that had beat him, eliminated him from the playoffs just the year prior. So I mean, shout out to Lamar Jackson, get that monkey off his back. He showed up in the big moments. We saw that game, fellas. It was impressive. And he did a lot of things that people said he couldn't. I mean, at times he beat him with his arm, and when he had to, he beat him with his legs. Impressive performance from Lamar Jackson. And Scrub, you're right. The Taylor Heineke performance in Washington was impressive. But you got to give Brady credit. You got to give Brady a ton of credit for getting past that D-line and making the amount of plays that he did on those third downs. Brady in clutch moments, is no one better. Now we got to ask ourselves, how far can Brady go? So I think that's my next takeaway is how far can Brady go? But I guess that was a question we'll answer a little later.
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. Tom Brady got his first round appetizers out the way. Side order, a little side order fried hogs. If y'all know the hog days back in the Redskins days, the real Redskins fan know the hog teams, man.
Wrong. Hold on, man. We can't say that word.
I didn't.
Football team, baby.
You're gonna get us fined by the FCC, man.
Hey, man. So y'all just canceling the famous hog teams of the of that era, man. That's a whole nother conversation,
You
man.
got
I
you
ain't
have to
trying to
blur
get
out the
y'all.
logo. You have to blur out the logo.
Hey, man, it was a nickname, man. Not even on that joint, but hey,
You're not doing good with
regardless,
the native scrap.
you're right. But I am. But even though I am one of them. But that's fine. But that's a whole nother story. Yo, what was your biggest takeaway of the weekend, man?
Man, my biggest takeaway of the weekend from the NFL, I would probably say is it's a tie between two things. One, I got to give some love to my guy Jalen Ramsey out in LA, man. Him and that Rams defense, he's been strapping up guys all season, and ain't nobody's talking about it. For some reason, seems to be one of the most hated or disliked players, not just by other players, but the media. It don't seem like nobody like Jalen Ramsey, but this man has quietly just been shutting people down game in and game out. It's just what he does. Then they got Aaron Donald up front, needless to say. But that entire Rams defense has been impressive, especially in that game against the Seahawks. And if they continue to play at that level, man, the Rams can make some noise, man. Sean McVay, he's creative. I know Jared Goff isn't all that, but Sean McVay, man, he's one of them dudes. He's got that creative type mindset. But my second takeaway, man, after I watched the game with you fellas, I came back to the crib, watched the game that ran on Nickelodeon with my son, man. And that is honestly one of my biggest takeaways from the NFL, man. Like, I think they need more games on Nickelodeon, man. But to be honest, that Saints game, we all watched it together. It's kind of boring, man. Like, Scruff, you caught it. After they dropped that ball, the Bears didn't even sniff the end zone again. It was, you know what I mean? The game was one-sided the whole time. But watching little cartoons run around, SpongeBob's face is up when you kicking field goals. They got slime squirting everywhere when you score a touchdown. Like, little things like that kept it interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm honestly interested on y'all's take on something like that, like a game on Nickelodeon. Should other kid networks get into this? Is this something that could become a trend?
I'd like to see it as a trend. Personally, I enjoyed it. For the kids, man, kids are starting to, besides the parents that's really pushing them towards sports, it's a good opportunity to get them to like sports. It's man, they should have the Bears game on Nickelodeon. I think the whole coaching staff should have got slimed for real. But it was fun. It was different. It was a nice little change of pace. I liked it a lot.
I didn't catch it personally. I didn't know it was going to be that interactive. I thought they were just showing the game. I didn't read too much into it, but that's kind of cool to hear that it's kind of interactive. You know what I'm saying? They're making it kid friendly. You might as well get the kids hooked. You know what I'm saying? Because you give them something good now, because you're gonna serve them CTE later. So you know.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
what it's about.
do. Yeah, they trying to get the kids early. Football doesn't want to risk losing any viewership as people find out about these things that can happen to you from playing the sport. So
right.
they trying to get them early, trying to get them ingrained early. They trying to turn football into the new pastime. I mean, I know they say baseball is America's pastime, but numbers might tell you something else at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a good point, man. You make a good point. Child demographic with football. I mean, maybe they playing the long game with that one. I don't know, but yeah.
So did they hold up? Did they have different announcers, or did it? You know what I'm saying? Was it the same announcer?
They had Nate Burleson and
okay.
I forget her name. It's like Gabriella or something. She does all that. They brought back all that on Nickelodeon, and she does another show, like a couple shows. It's this black girl. She's pretty fire, man. And they had the sideline reporter was this dude. I think his name's Lex or something. This black kid. So I mean, those are like two up and coming actors or kid actors from what I've. So I mean, it was legit. You know what I mean? Like Nickelodeon definitely did their thing. Personally, I'd like to see a game on Cartoon Network next.
Some competition?
Gotta have a competition.
Facts.
Hey,
that's wild, man.
That is wild, man. That is wild. Hey, it's a first, man. It's definitely interesting, man. I'd like to see it come back. Definitely something new.
So Nickelodeon brought back all that?
Oh, bro, yeah. Wait till the show's over, bro. Yeah, they brought back all that, and they're doing it the right way. That wasn't a topic on here. I don't want to take up too much time, but I could get into it.
Yeah, I was about to say, man. I feel like that's one of those ones that should have just been retired and hang the jersey up, man, for all
that. Keenan brought it back. Keenan and Kel are the ones running it. Kel be on it still.
All right.
That's kind of cool.
I like that. I do like that because Keenan getting his his Saturday Night Live on. He's that guy on there. So it's good to see Kel getting some love, man. Kel kind of fell off. Not fell off, but
Nah, he fell off, bro.
he kind of faded. He kind of faded to black. I seen him on a random.
Fell off too.
Kel ain't making
I
a
seen
move
him on
for
a
the good
random
burger.
movie. Yeah, he was in a random movie with Malcolm Jamal Warner, man. It was an interesting flick. He was in there with Matthew McConaughey playing the backup role, man. I was like, is that Cal?
Man.
Nah, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, speaking of people fading to obscurity, speaking of jobs being canceled, we gotta talk about Doug Peterson real quick, man. At least I gotta talk about Doug Peterson real quick. Doug Peterson got fired like yesterday after maybe 2 weeks ago that they were saying that he was safe. So I don't know what's going on, man. Overall, I'm pretty shocked by the firing of Doug Peterson. That just shows like, man, I don't know how Howie Roseman getting out of these situations, man, because he's the one that built that roster. Doug Peterson tried his best, but man, I feel like they scapegoating Doug Peterson right now, man. I feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, I don't know what Howie Roseman did to come out of this thing unscathed, because if you got to blame anybody, you're going to have to blame the man that created this roster. But I think Howie Roseman got naked pictures of the owner or something. In all seriousness, man.
Hey, man.
I don't know what the move is now, for the Eagles at head coach. Now they out of head coach. They do Staley's name out there. T, your boy, defensive coordinator for the 49ers. His name's Salih, right?
Yeah.
So don't gotta get that one right. But yeah, he's a candidate. I don't know about Eric Bieniemy's name. He's been thrown around. There's some head coaching candidates around right now. The Texans job's available. The Eagles job's now available. So I guess I'll flip the question. What's the next move for the Eagles or the Texans for that matter? Houston Texans, their quarterback situation is they looking like they could potentially lose their starting quarterback. Andre Johnson was on Twitter today talking about Deshaun Watson, basically spelling it out in but so many ways, saying that he should leave Houston. And now we wonder if that's going to be. And they need a new coach. I'm hearing they are going to bring in Eric Bieniemy, but I'm hearing it's Fugaze. I don't know if it's about to be a serious, serious situation. So I'll ask you guys this: what's the more attractive job between these two situations? The Eagles head coaching job, or the Texans?
I'm gonna jump right in. You start with the Eagles. It's obviously the Eagles, man. The Texans haven't had much success in their history, you know what I'm saying? Andre Johnson said a lot of players' careers were wasted there. He's exactly right. But Peterson getting fired, I mean, the writing was on the wall. If you walk into work and your boss is like, "Come here, man, I let the team know your job is safe." Like that's kind of a sign, man, that you hit it out the door. And to be fair, from what I understand, there was a difference of vision between him and Laurie. Sounded like the owners, the GM, wanted to go with Jalen, and Peterson wanted to stick by Carson Wentz. Man, you do not ever in the office attach yourself to a loser. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that is sinking. You don't go to lunch with this person, like, just to protect your own self. And that's what he did. Like, he attached himself to Carson Wentz, and he's out the door. Carson Wentz will be right behind him in some capacity. So maybe they can link up on another squad. Maybe they can go to the Texans together. But
see, I gotta correct you, man. That's not accurate, man. Actually, what happened was Peterson then Wentz. It's one or the other situation. So they said, look, they said two things. They said, look, we'll bring you back, Doug Peterson, but we want you to we want to bring in the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinators of our choice. Doug Peterson said, I want these guys. I want my guys. And he said, nah, that's not gonna happen. We'll leave you as the head chef, but that ain't it. And then another thing that they basically it was either him or Carson Wentz, and ultimately Carson Wentz's contract might be the most immovable thing on the roster right now. And I don't know. I guess they decided they maybe realized that they had to stick with the quarterback. The owner, that is.
Maybe. I mean, you're an Eagles fan. Your intel will be better than mine. But the way I understood it is, the owners want to build a team where Peterson wants to win right now. To me, winning now seems like you play the vet. Maybe I could have that, switched around, and winning now means bringing your own staff. But either way, Peterson wasn't the guy, man. And the Eagles have a good track record of finding coaches that are going to win. You know what I'm saying? What happens after that? Who knows? Chip Kelly won. Andy Reid won there. Ray, what's the guy's name? Ray Rose.
Chip Kelly won 1 year.
But he had some measure of success. Where's the success in Houston? You don't want that job.
I mean, I'll say this. You don't want the Houston job if you can't get Deshaun to stay. If you get Deshaun to stay, I'd much rather coach Houston than the Eagles. I mean, what you got in Philly? I mean, you ain't got much in Houston. Both these jobs are trash, really. Like, if it wasn't for the pay upgrade, I'd probably stay where I'm at. But I would probably take either one of these jobs just because of the pay upgrade alone. But I'm
Philly
saying,
is a wide open division. I mean, it's the NFC East.
It's a wide open division, but the AFC South isn't.
No.
Who's got that on lockdown?
I mean, the Colts. I mean, Rivers is gone, but I'm pretty sure they'll get somebody and they'll still win.
No, I'm not too worried about the Colts, man. The South ain't too much different than the East. And like I said, if you can get Watson to stay, man, then you still got a huge shot of running that division and winning a lot of games. So really, he's the key. Wherever he goes is the coachable job.
Yeah,
well,
I think.
Can he stay? Can the coach convince him to stay, Bryce? Can the coach? Is their coach good enough to convince him to stay?
I think I'm on board with Rome, man. I think I got to go with the Houston job because of Deshaun Watson alone, especially if you're talking about one of these offensive-minded coaching selections. Like talking about Eric Bieniemy. I mean, he just had his hands on Pat Mahomes. Now he gets Deshaun Watson. That could be something special. I don't think he would rather go deal with a Jalen Hurts who he'd have to develop from scratch, or a Carson Wentz who he'd have to repair from broken. So, I mean, for that reason, I go with the Houston Texans job. But turmoil in both areas, in both places. I mean, Houston, it seems like their owner just can't get it together. Seems like there's no good reviews of that owner at all. Like none of his former players have anything good to say. Whenever you see that about an owner, you already know what time it is. And then, I mean, in Philly, you're firing a guy that has a statue out front. Like, that's crazy. You got a statue out front just a couple years ago, and now you're getting fired. Things change fast in the NFL. But, I mean, if I had to choose a job, I'd probably go to Texans for Deshaun Watson alone.
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL coaching carousel. These jobs is opening up quick. They're going to get filled quick, too. I don't think Doug Peterson is going to be sitting around too long either. I wouldn't be surprised to see him with a new job pretty quick. I mean, he is, you say, he just won a Super Bowl. So it's crazy, man. Like I said, man, just have your leverage, man. Have your P's in order. It's definitely a chess game out here when it comes to the front office. And, dudes is definitely stabbing each other in the back. Somehow Katz is making it out of it, but it's definitely like a game, NFL Game of Thrones back there. But man, we got some real live matchups this weekend, man. I'm excited for this upcoming weekend, man. We got some really premier matchups. I think there's really no other matchup this weekend that's more premier than the showdown between the Saints and the Buccaneers. Now we got Tom Brady out here on the NFC side, and then we got Drew Brees, who's, I wouldn't say been running the NFC, but he's been one of the most winning teams in the NFC. They haven't been able to actually, get over the hump yet. But who y'all got in this matchup, man, between Tom Brady and Drew Brees, man? It's gonna be a fun matchup. T, who you got?
I'm never betting against Brady. I've been consistent with that for over a decade. You're gonna lose your money betting against Brady. I heard people talking about putting money on the Washington football team. A lot of drugs going around this time of year, man. People spending them gift cards and buying dope. But
how you can't go against Brady? Put a gift card in the dope.
I don't know how you do that, T. How do you do that?
Anything to get you fixed, man. But look, so the last two games, the Saints destroyed these guys, right? First game they got up 17-0. The second game was just a blowout. But in the NFL, we've seen, right? We just saw that with the Titans and the Ravens. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. And playoff Brady is a different beast. December, January Brady, he's a different guy. I see one guy still has his arm talent, has a ton of weapons, and another guy's relying on everybody else. So you need a quarterback to win this league. I'm going Brady.
Good choice. Good choice. Wrong. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Wrong. Who you got this weekend, man? I'm feeling like I know what you want to say.
Yeah, man, this is an easy one, bro. Anybody that's been following me on this show, man, you heard me say earlier in the year the Steelers are going to fall off. They went 11-0, and then they fell off. I said the same thing about the Saints. The Saints fall off is happening. It's happening right now. They barely got by on the Bears. They run a bunch of trick plays. When they want to throw it deep, they bring in Taysom Hill. T already told you, man. One guy still got his arm straight, and it ain't Drew Brees. It definitely ain't Drew Brees. So I'm going with 12. 12 is definitely greater than 9. The Saints are getting bounced out this weekend.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got 2 Saints here. Bryce, is this clean sweep, man? I mean, we got 2 Bucks. Is it clean sweep, man? Are you going with the Bucks, or are you going to take the Saints, man?
Get your broom out. Clean sweep, man. The Bucks definitely taking a W. Like T said, you don't bet against Tom when it gets to this time. And like Rome said, the Saints have fallen off and they're getting gimmicky. And just like Phil Rivers before him, Drew Brees been shot putting balls all over the field, man. It's like he can barely get any arm behind it anymore. So I think the Bucks gonna take it. I do think it'll be a close game though, because the Saints defense will show up. They've shown up all year. That's one thing that's been the most consistent about their team. So I expect to see a lot of gimmicks. I mean, we've seen gimmicks from them all year. I expect them to ramp the gimmicks up a little bit more this game. But Bucks still take it. I'm gonna even give it a score. I'm gonna say 27-21 Bucks.
Wow. Wow. Y'all, man, I'm really surprised by y'all going on a clean sweep, man. And I like the Bucks too. But damn, I feel y'all be making me want to defend people that I don't even like. But I think y'all sleeping on the Saints a little bit here. I'm surprised nobody picked the Saints on the whole panel. But I'm gonna go with my gut. But my money's on time. You know what I'm saying? My money's on time. And the Patriots are actually a slight underdog right now on the Vegas spread. So if you want to take Patriots money line, you can pick up a couple extra dollars there. Might be a good look. The 4 undisputed picks right here for the gas panel. Saints all the way. All right. Next matchup, man. We gonna keep it in the NFC. We're gonna keep it in the NFC, man.
Bro, you out of gift cards, ain't you?
You know what I meant. You know what I meant, man. You know what I meant. I meant the Saints. They got they on vacation next week. That's what I'm saying. They got their gift cards lined up, man. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Hey, this is an easy one for me, man. I hyped them up a little bit in the last segment, but the Rams are going home, man. They're going to join the Saints right on.
Wait, I definitely thought you was going the other way, man. The way you were talking about them last segment, I was sure you were about to go Rams, bro.
I can't go with the upset. I can't go with the upset.
When I heard him, I thought he was saying the opposite too. I was like, wait, what?
Hey, yeah. See, I had everybody, man. I had everybody. But how could I go against Rodgers, bro? How could I go against Rodgers? I love what the Rams are doing, and I wouldn't be shocked at the upset. But if you're asking me to put some money on it, got to go with discount double check.
Discount double check. Ain't no discount double check. I feel it though, man. I like Aaron Rodgers too, man. That's my Super Bowl pick. So, fellas, Pack, y'all going Pack? Y'all going Rams? Somebody tell me I got to upset it. Somebody.
I'm going upset special, baby. Upset special. Yeah. All the favorites can't win this week. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be an upset. Aaron Donald is probably the best defender in the league, right? He's the best defensive player. Jalen Ramsey is probably the best corner in the league. If you get to any quarterback, it disrupts their game. If you stop Devontae Adams, you have a great chance of beating the Packers. Jalen Ramsey has stopped everybody this season. I don't see why it'll stop now. You never bet against streaks. And I don't know, man. A-Rod's had a great season, but it's playoff time, and anything can happen. My heart's telling me go with the NFC West. You know what I'm saying? Just a homer pick right there.
Yeah, T, you make a good point, man. Out of any team that I would say is a
Game of
quote
matchup.
unquote underdog this weekend, the Rams were an underdog last weekend, and they proved that they had a little bit more than that the Seahawks can handle. And they get it done, man. Especially defense, man. Bryce, what you think, man? Packers or Rams?
I'm rolling with T on this one. I think that the Rams pull it out. I think the Rams pull this out because the more I think about this game, I think I said this to Scruff. It's certain players. I think I said this to all of us, as a matter of fact, when we were watching the game. Certain players, they're gonna make runs because they're just that great. They bring that much greatness to a game. From it doesn't just have to be from the quarterback position. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. He has tremendous impact on the game because he's a quarterback. But certain players transcend their position enough that they have that big of an impact. And Aaron Donald's one of those players. And Jalen Ramsey's almost, he's damn near one of those players. I can't call him quite one of those guys, but he's damn near that, And that just makes him such a formidable defense that if this game goes any other way besides Aaron Rodgers just being 100% on point on his game, then the Rams win in every other scenario that I see. You know what I mean? And to me, that's too much to not pick them. Don't get me wrong. If Aaron Rodgers is in his bag, he's gonna take the best defense out that day. It just is what it is. But that Rams defense is scary enough that it's gonna it can rattle anybody. And if they get to Aaron Rodgers enough, we know what it is. Any quarterback gets pressured, they break down a little bit. And if any defense can do it, it's one that's led by Aaron Donald. So I'm going with the Rams on it.
Bryce, I heard one word overwhelmingly a lot in your explanation is any. But Aaron Rodgers just ain't any other quarterback, my friend. He's special, man. He's special. He's not like the other boys, man. Straight up, man. Aaron Rodgers has been playing out of his mind this year, bro. And even if they take Devontae Adams out the game, which I think tactically, based on what I can see, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to face a good pass rush. He's probably going to have Aaron Donald in his face enough. But he's the type of dude that can get out of the pocket. He can make a play. And even if Devontae Adams is locked up, watch out for like a dude like Lazard, you know what I'm saying? Or like, one of them other no-namers that come out there in some real Green Bay fashion to come out there and get it done, bro. So I see the Packers coming out with a dub. I'm going to throw a score out here on this one. I got the Packers 28. I got the Rams 17. But
McVay ain't gonna put it on the ground enough, man. You gotta tote the rock. You going up to Lambeau, it's gonna be cold. Jared Goff gotta come in with the broken thumb. He's not beating Rodgers. Y'all made valid points, but it just ain't gonna happen.
I mean, you gotta think, man. This team just shut down the Russ to DK connection, which kind of fizzled out at the end of the season. So we'll see what happens this week. But this Rams team was in the Super Bowl not too long ago. They still have those same pieces plus Ramsey. So I'm not sure what happened when last season, but they're here. They won last week and they're here to play. So counting them out just because it's Aaron Rodgers, I don't know, man. His team drafted a quarterback to replace him.
Yeah, one more thing. The same pieces though, because Todd Gurley was the best running back in the league that year. But Bryce, one
more thing I'll add on is this game gets high scoring. It's a Packers victory. This is a low-scoring ball game. That means the Rams did their job, and they're definitely winning. So whoever you have winning, go with the points that way.
Yeah, definitely. On this next matchup, we talk about points. The Browns put out crazy points last week. Off the rip, put up just big numbers on the Steelers. Put them to shame early, man. Got off to an early demoralizing win, and I think that was a big way that they, were able to get the victory. But now they're going up against the number one seed, the Chiefs. The team that we consider to be the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. Does anybody see a Cleveland Brown victory here on the panel? What does that even look like?
It looks. I think it looks like for Cleveland to win, it will have to look like it looked last weekend, like a bunch of random turnovers, everything going your way. And you still probably lose. So no. I don't see it.
Yeah, man. Pat ain't losing to the Browns in the playoffs, man. I know 2020 has made a lot of crazy things happen, and it's 2021 now, and it started off wild too. But come on now, Pat Mahomes losing to the Browns in the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, crazy things have happened in the NFL, but I don't see that one happening. That's for sure. But I will say that like the Browns can put up points in bunches. They've shown that all season. But the only thing is, you just never know who it's going to come against, when it's going to come. It's consistent. It's inconsistent. It's sporadic. You know, you can't really trust the Browns week to week. They could come out and literally get blown out. I wouldn't be surprised if that game gets played this, 35-13 or something crazy. They just getting blown out. Also, wouldn't be surprised if it's 17-17 game and it goes to overtime. Like, I don't know. The Browns, I'm just not sure what I'm going to get with them. Sometimes it seems like their defense is the best part of their team. Sometimes it seems like the offense is the best part of their team. Very unpredictable. The Chiefs, on the other hand, I think you know what you're getting with Mahomes. He's gonna come out on fire, man. He's not playing. He's not playing with the Browns. I think he's going all the way to the AFC Championship. So I'm taking Pat Mahomes in this one.
Wise man. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes too. It's just funny. The only surprise that I have with the Browns is just that the mainstream media somehow made it about Baker Mayfield. That win was not a Baker Mayfield win. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a Cleveland Browns dog fight win. So like, if you're gonna give credit to somebody on the Browns for the win last weekend, just make sure you don't give credit to Baker Mayfield.
Yo, somebody tell Juju, man. Juju woke them boys up, man. Somebody tell Juju be quiet next time. If he's even on the Steelers next go round. But I think Juju woke them boys up for real, man. Talking all that, they're the Browns talk, man. They're the Browns. Whipped y'all ass.
Yeah, no shade on Bake, man. Bake's been playing great this season. Just that was like a Browns defense statement win, and just a like complete fuckboy situation for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, but that's
to the Pittsburgh
type of win
Steelers.
you need to turn your franchise around, man. You send Big Ben home for good, most likely. I mean, that's a good win for them.
I told Bryce when we were watching the game. I
that might be the last.
I got a track record. No, I was gonna say I would have got Big Ben out of there. I don't know. So this is a bonus question on the Steelers. If y'all was the GM, would y'all bring Big Ben back for another season, or are y'all done with him?
Hell no. Big Ben can go. Peace. Deuces, bro. Bye. See ya.
If Big Ben's healthy, I bring him back. I mean, they were 11-0, and nobody was calling Big Ben a problem at that point. Chase Claypool was looking like a dog. Juju was getting his. He was one of the top guys in receptions. Deontay Johnson was going crazy, but right before he got hurt. I mean, hey, when Ben was doing his thing, he was doing it. Nobody was complaining. They did fall off, don't get me wrong, but I think there was some things surrounding them. We all know they hit the injury bug hit them very, very hard in the middle of the season. Week after week, they were dropping top guys. I mean, I remember when Devin Bush went down, just off the top of my head. Like, they were dropping top guys week after week. You can ask a Steelers fan about that. So I don't know if I'd be so quick to give up on Ben. I would keep him around, but I would definitely be ready to draft his replacement right now. But you gotta develop somebody behind Ben. And I think Tomlin has that type of foresight.
Is Ben the kind of guy that can handle having somebody behind him? Because my money says he's not.
He's already had somebody behind him. Mason Rudolph was like a second rounder.
Rudolph not the answer, man.
Come on, Rudolph.
I'm not saying he's the answer, but he was a second rounder, and how did
he wasn't threatening Ben's.
He didn't handle it too good though. He didn't like that guy.
At this point, Ben's in that stage of his career though, where he really doesn't have a choice. I mean, the guy could come in and take his spot right now. The way he's playing.
I mean, you get the guy running game and ask him to manage games and maybe win you a few games late, but not, not throw 40, 50 times a game. But if you get him a true running game, I'm pretty sure Steelers 11-12 win team again.
Yeah, I agree with that. Steelers have been lacking a true back like a real
since they didn't pay Le'Veon. They've been cursed.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, I'm surprised they didn't get a real good young back. They just ain't hit on them backs like they hit on their receivers. But it is what it is. You can't hit on them all. I'd be happy to hit on half of the receivers they hit on.
Let that boy Anthony McFarland loose, man.
That's a whole nother conversation, man. But let's finish up the last slate of the NFL games. Honestly, I personally thought I would save the best for last. The Bills and the Ravens. To me, this is my favorite matchup for the weekend. I think this is the premier matchup of the weekend. We got two teams I think can win Super Bowl right here, legit on both sides. So I'm excited to see who you guys would pick. Bryce, you had some good things to say about the Ravens, and I know a lot of folks are high on the Bills. Who do you got in this matchup?
Well, first, let me just in my opinion, this matchup literally is going to tell me who the better quarterback is of these two teams. To me, these two quarterbacks are right around the same number if I'm ranking the league's quarterbacks, you know. They're probably both around 5, 6, or 6, 7. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm just saying that's around the range I would put them in, right? In this game right here, whoever wins is the better quarterback, and I don't care how they do it. And in my opinion, right now, I lean towards Lamar Jackson being the better quarterback. So I'm going with the Ravens. I think Lamar proved last week that he's not only is he polished enough now to prove the naysayers that say he can't pass wrong, but he's smart enough right now that he's not going to force any passes to try to prove you wrong. He's going to use his legs when he has to. He's going to use his arm to beat you when he has to. I love what I'm saying from Lamar Jackson. I'm rolling with the Ravens in this
one. Okay. T, Ravens or Bills?
It could go either way, but I think the Bills are going to beat those guys, man. A lot of shows ago when we were talking about the draft and how the Bills took Zach Moss, who he's not even playing this weekend. But I was saying that the Bills kind of drafted really cocky. Like, we're building a team for the playoffs. Like, we already know we'll get to the regular season, and they're here now. It's the playoffs. And, hey, next week might be in the snow. Josh Allen, was he Wyoming guy or something? Like, he's ready for the snow. You can't do all those jukes and all that stuff that Lamar Jackson does. I think if it's a super cold weather, it's any type of precipitation, that's going to limit him. He'll have to throw the ball at some point. I can't imagine Lamar Jackson running through the entire playoffs. So I'm gonna give the edge to the Bills. They can just get it done in a few more different ways. And I'd rather have a quarterback that third and long, he can give me a shot.
Hey, T. Hey, good thing, man. You don't have to imagine Lamar running through the playoffs because you're going to get to witness it in real time, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, whether it's snowing, sun shining, rain, hail, sleet, whatever, bro, Lamar going to get it, and he's going to get it on the ground, and he's going to be making it. You say the snows are going to affect him. It's going to affect the defense all the same. He be making people fall when it's not snowing. I imagine he's going to be having them doing snow angels in the snow. Josh Norman and all them boys included. Man, look, Lamar is going to go off in this game. I'm calling it now. I don't even think this game's going to be that close for real. I think Josh Allen's going to have it.
What does go off for Lamar Jackson look like? Did he go off last week? Because last week he had 17 completions, 170 yards. You know what I'm saying? He had 10 yards per completion and no touchdowns in a pick. Had like a 70 quarterback rating. So if going off is running the ball a lot, like this is a little league.
Is it football? Hey, you say little league, man. What's the difference between little league baseball and major league baseball? You get the same stats. Why if he can go off like it's pee-wee, then he can go off like it's pee-wees. If it's a grown man game and dudes are mad that he's playing it like it's like, you know what I mean, little league, then they need to stop him. Stop him, because we saw how that game ended. He slid down laughing at dudes, making a fool of him.
I'm not taking that game. He won the game, right? He was the only person on his team that could make a play. But also, maybe you're the only person that can make a play because you can't get the ball to everybody.
I remember a few times he got the ball to Hollywood. And I'm not going to go out on a limb and say he's going to be passing for 200, 300 yards in a snowy game. But I'm going to go ahead and say that he's not going to need to. He's definitely not going to need to. And the way that defense is looking right now, man, the only chance the Bills have is if Stephon Diggs starts cooking these dudes, which Marcus Peters ain't going for that. Marlon Humphrey ain't going for that. So this is about to be a Ravens win in a big way.
Those guys just got dogged last week. I mean, they were down. A.J. Brown was treating them like babies. Like, they were down 10-0. Like, you can't get down 10-0. 10 zip on the Bills. Like, that's game, man. You're not – that team can score. But we'll see. We'll see. I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love to see Lamar Jackson play Pat Mahomes. That's the dream matchup for me.
Oh, we
Yeah,
getting
that's
it.
definitely a
That's the
great
one I
matchup.
want. That's the one I want.
See, I just don't really understand. I think the opposite though. Like, your forecast of how the game was going to go. I think the opposite though is like, I think the snow is going to benefit a guy like Lamar Jackson because a guy like Lamar Jackson is so quick on the feet, and I think you're going to benefit from running the ball more. So I think in a snow game, you're going to be able to run the ball more. I think play a little bit of read option, a little bit of keeping the defense guessing. Visibility is going to be low. You might not be able to see who's got the ball right there. And I think short passes, them little West Coast passes, I think those are perfect for the snow versus Josh Allen. Now you might think that a Buffalo team is going to be better in the snow, but based on the traditional Buffalo team, the Buffalo team that I watch is an air raid. You know what I'm saying? They go, they're air raid offense, man. The Buffalo Bills, they operate through the air. The Buffalo Bills operate best when they're throwing the ball to Stephon Diggs over the top. They're getting him the ball in the space. You know what I'm saying? He's got 150 plus yards, and it's a sling fest. The dude's just throwing them back. Now, Josh Allen's got the velocity that he can throw through the snow to a certain degree, yes. But I would say that the short passes, the dip and the dunks that you hate so much, T, and the juke moves of Lamar Jackson is going to be a better situation in the snow than trying to Hail Mary at every play with Josh Allen. I don't know. So I found it funny that you use the snow as a disadvantage for Lamar. I think that's to his advantage. It's gonna be like an old school when you was out on the block and you called your homies out to the lot. All right, let's play a game, man. You get 11-11 going. You know what I'm saying? We played just like that, offensive line and all that in the snow. And man, the dudes that was quick, that could adjust and had the footwork were always the problems. Lamar Jackson's that kind of problem. I think them dudes are going to be out there running around in the snow just like Rome said, falling back. You know what I'm saying? So Lamar Jackson can do whatever he wants out there. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout or anything like that, but I think the Ravens are going to get the dub. So I'm with y'all. I'm with the Ravens on this weekend's matchups. Slight underdog. I like the Ravens though. I like to see that matchup, man. I want to see Patrick Mahomes go against Lamar Jackson, and I'm all the way with that, man. I'm with the showdowns, man. We had some good showdowns, man. This playoffs, we're gonna step it down to the lower league, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. We all peeped the national championship the other night, man. So let's get into that. Let's transition, man. We can start with the reactions from the game. I'm gonna throw it to Gas's version of Mel Kiper, man. My guy Bryce, he's our college football expert. So
Yeah,
Bryce, man,
man.
what were your reactions from this national championship game?
First off, I don't know if I can call myself an expert, man. I wouldn't do that, but I think it was a lot of NFL talent in that game for sure. A lot of NFL talent in that game, and I think both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball, you get guys that be playing on the next level. Obviously, the first thing that stands out is Devontae Smith. I mean, the guy had a whole game in the first half, set records for the national championship passing yards and touchdowns in the first half. Over 235 yards in the first half, I believe. 3 touchdowns. I mean, dude was balling. Devontae Smith is the truth. I was telling these guys last year I thought Devontae Smith was better than Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy, and I thought that last season. He was my favorite receiver on Bama, and this year he just took it to a whole nother level. If I was him, I wouldn't be running no 40 at no combine, no shuttle drills. I wouldn't catch no more passes until I hear my name called in the NFL draft. His stock is solidified. I think another interesting part of that game was I think national audience got a better look at Mac Jones. Devontae Smith went crazy this season. Somebody's got to be getting him the ball. Of all the top quarterbacks, Mac Jones doesn't get talked about too much, but he's had the best rating for most of the season. I think he dipped off towards the end. Out of all the quarterbacks, all the eligible quarterbacks. So shout out to Mac Jones. I think that's a guy that we'll see rise up the draft ranks late in the process. But yeah, man, great national championship game. Justin Fields, I would have loved to see him go a little bit harder just to improve his stock, improve his draft stock a little bit. I still think he goes in the top half of the first round, but there's a lot of film out there to be critiqued of him now. and I don't think he really helped his cause. But the one guy I thought did help his cause a lot was Shaun Wade, cornerback from Ohio State, man. He's had an up and down season, but I thought he showed up well, man. He wasn't primarily on Devontae Smith, didn't follow him around the field, but I thought he showed up well when he was on him, and he made some plays against other Bama receivers. So a couple names there of guys I thought hurt or helped their draft stock, and it's gonna be an interesting draft season following this national championship for sure.
Yeah, it was an interesting game for sure. I mean, not really, but I actually was hoping for a little bit more from Ohio State. But Bama really just proved that they were just a superior team yesterday, and really just one of the superior programs in college football. We talk about 7 national championships for Nick Saban. That's the biggest takeaway I got for that, and then obviously Devontae Smith, man. To have 230 yards plus, a couple touchdowns in the first half, and that's only the first half. The crazy thing about that game is, and the way I watch these games, and I'm not going to fall victim to this year and let the draft valuations mess me up. So I'm going to go on record and say this, and I've never said this on air, so it's not a flip flop. But my number 1 wide receiver in this year's class is Devontae Smith. I don't how you can like discount that. He's a great team player, man. He seems like he's a little slight of frame, but he's really not, man. He's got everything you need, man. He runs the thing about him that's so special is like he's fast, yes, but it's not that he's moving so fast. It's just that he just gets separation so naturally and so effortlessly. Somebody said he was like Marvin Harrison. He kind of reminds me of little Marvin Harrison. He kind of reminds me of a little bit of Jerry Rice, the way his route running is. It's so crisp, man. He just really just perfected the route running. 230 yards in the game in the halftime. If he would have played the whole game, he would have potentially could have maybe had like 500 yards. He would have probably had more than any single receiver for the Eagles this whole season. So, yeah, Devontae Smith is my guy. Justin Fields, man, I was hoping for a little bit more from him, man. I was excited when they beat Clemson because I didn't think they were going to do that. Clemson's a team that, like, when you beat Clemson, I didn't think that the SEC quality Alabama team was going to run them out the house like that, but they did, man. It's just crazy. Alabama is one of the most dominant programs, man. They really just, it's like dude said, man, they don't fall back. They just reload, Alabama. Gas, man. We seen them boys. Them boys been working. That weight training program is something serious, man. Yeah, great program. Shout out to Nick Saban, man.
Man, that was my takeaway too, man. I mean, I knew Alabama was gonna blow them out. Wasn't gonna be close. Like you said, we wanted to see Justin Fields solidify that number 2 spot in the draft behind Lawrence. I don't think he did that. I think he might have worked himself backwards. You had a chance to shine against guys that are going pro. So he didn't really take that step forward. He'll still be top 15, but I don't know if he'll be 2. So we'll see what the combine has for him. But really, you just watch that game and you look at Alabama's. I mean, there's pro guys on both sides, but you just can't help but to see Alabama has men out there, man. They have guys that had to wait in line to get their chance to eat. And when they do, I mean, it just looks crazy. Like you said, Devontae Smith, right? He had to wait. He had to wait behind Judy. Najee Harris, he had to wait. These guys had to wait. And when it was their time, they put it in work. And Alabama does it every year, man. I think I saw a list. I got it right here. Their 2017 draft incoming high school class. Judy, Tua, Xavier McKinney, Ruggs, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Mac Jones, Leatherwood. Like, they got pros. Like, each – that's crazy, right? I didn't even name the whole list. That's crazy. From one high school class, and they do it every year. And Nick Saban got number 7. So I'm going to ask y'all real quick. Does number 7 make him the greatest coach of all time, period?
Yeah, man, I'll go ahead and answer that. As far as college football is concerned, I would say yes. I honestly would like to see him take another crack at the NFL. Like, Nick Saban, in my opinion, has mastered coaching college football. Like, it can't. He set the bar. It can't really get much better than that.
I don't know, man. I don't feel like Nick Saban is the greatest coach of all time, but you know what he is? He's a master recruiter, and that's almost more important than being the old guy.
Yeah, same difference, same there.
Would you go pro if you have a dynasty? You're a king. Would you go pro?
Man,
No.
Nick Saban don't gotta go nowhere. Keep running it up. He'll be in the champ. It seems like he's in the championship every season. I mean, that's how
Right.
it feels. He's gonna run it up until he. It sounds bad. He's gonna run it up till he croaks, man.
Facts.
Oh, man.
He could be
Nick
on some
Saban's
Jimbo
my guy.
Fisher like Jimbo Fisher was, but actually be winning every year.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, but what I mean is like the culture that he's established, the program that he's got, the way he's got it built. He doesn't even have to do too much now. He's got it all under control, man. He's like the Professor X of that establishment, man. He just walks in calm, and everybody knows what time it is. Hey, shout out to Nick Saban, man. He's a dog, bro. He run it up, Nick. Run it up, man. Bama, that's my squad. So I got one winning team with them.
Yeah, it's funny, man, how things are with college. They want to see coaches go on to the next level, and I don't want to see it. I think it's going to be mixed things for Saban. If I was smart, if it was him, if I was in his shoes, I'd stay right where I was, man. Just keep getting them chips with Bama. Ain't no reason to prove nothing to nobody. It's only gonna be a bad look for him. But like, he good right now. I wouldn't be worrying about a damn thing, man. He's got enough for he's good. Like, he'll be in the championship every other year, if that. He's solidified. Best coach ever. T, does that include like all sports?
Yeah.
No,
then no.
I can't give him that.
No.
I mean, who has?
I can't give him
Yeah,
that.
definitely can't give him that.
I give him best college coach though.
Why you can't give him best coach?
I can't even give him better than Coach K. I can't even give him best college coach. I give him best
football.
Coach K was my guy too, man. Coach K is to me like coaching. Like, Coach K is the man. Like, like best coach ever in my opinion. Coach K.
Hey, and Ron, we trust.
I guess. Oh, my bad. I just wanted to add this. I guess the main reason it's hard to give him best coach is because like you just know he has the best talent on his team. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so obvious, And I guess the more I think about it, you could say the same for a guy like Calipari. You could say he hasn't won as much as Nick Saban, right? But I don't know, man. It's just like it seems like year after year they got some of the best athletes over there.
He runs the best program. He runs the best program running. In terms of coaching, like running the program, he's excellent. But I'll say if you're talking about coaching, I say a guy like a Tom Izzo you can even say he might be a better coach than Coach K. Because he doesn't get the recruits that Coach K gets, man.
Izzo is my guy.
He never had a Zion. He never had Grant
Yeah,
Hill,
but bro, Coach K was doing it with JJ Redick.
JJ Redick's a dog.
I mean, he is, bro, but it's like Coach K's done it with what's that boy name? Polson or something like that? What's that point guard he used to have?
Yeah, Polson. The white
boy
kid.
too. Your boy.
I think it's Polson.
What's your boy's name?
It wasn't Polson, bro. It was something like
Greg Paulus.
Paulus. He was doing it with Paulus. You gonna tell me Paulus was a dog?
Wasn't
bro.
Was Greg Snapper on that team? I mean, K's had some guys, man.
That was when they had your boy, man. Who's your boy? Right from around the way, man. The point guard.
Quinn
Smith. Quinn. Nah, not Quinn. Nah, I know Quinn, man. I'm talking about the other dude. The clean cut boy. He's the assistant now.
So you talking about Nolan?
Oh yeah, Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan.
My
he did it with Nolan.
Coach K's done it with any and everybody, man. It doesn't matter who you give Coach K to, bro. He gets it done with everybody. So if I'm going best college coach in my generation, I got to give that to Coach K. But
no, the answer, honestly, the answer is my guy. I can't even think his name. UConn girls.
Oh yeah.
Oriema.
Oriema. There we go. That's the guy.
But he's kind of like Nick Saban. He's kind of like Nick Saban.
I mean, these guys are victims of their own success.
This guy Oriema gets the -- prospect. Like he always.
But why?
I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. But reputation.
Yeah.
Reputation is why.
Because you earn reputation. Program, you're coming out pro ready.
Facts.
Hey, but with all that in mind, man, like as great as Alabama's talent is, and we all know that, is it fair to say that Fields really, like, his stock went down going up against that when he didn't really have adequate talent on his side? And because the next question is, Trevor Lawrence or Fields, and I feel like it's kind of obviously Lawrence, right?
Fields has a pro receiver, Olav, what's his name, Chris? Like he he might go second, third round. Like you got a pro receiver, you got a weapon, you got a running back that's going to go pro too. Like I needed to see more fight. You weren't going to win, but I wanted to see more dog. You know what I'm saying? The way you looked against Clemson was totally different when you was playing with them grown men. And when you go pro, you're playing with guys better than that. You know what I'm saying? It is no guarantee you'll have weapons better than that. Look at Darnold. Like it's no guarantee you'll have weapons. So I just wanted to see a little more.
Yeah, I wouldn't say his stock went down. I'd say in the first game, his stock went up. He outdueled. He played way better than Lawrence, right? And that's what matters when you're talking about the head-to-head matchup. Now he went against basically Alabama. Alabama is a great test for the pros because it's basically a pro defense, starting caliber pro defense.
Yeah,
better than some starting caliber pro defense. If you ask me, it's a pro defense. So that's a good test, and that's what he's going to be going against in the pros. And I think he'll be fine still. I don't think his stock went down. I think more or less it broke even.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, end of the day, you breaking even, you going down. His stock definitely went down because other guys' stock went up. His stock can stay the same, but if other guys' stock going up, that's a problem for your stock. And I think Devontae Smith is the type of guy now. He just played himself into possibly top 3 pick. So where does that leave Justin Fields as the number 2? Who is Dolphins at number 2, right?
3.
Dolphins are 3.
Dolphins at 3. Who is 2?
Jets.
So let's say the Jets decide to stand pat and stick with Darnold. Guess who's going number 2? That weapon, Devontae Smith. So that changes the draft. That changes the draft a lot. A guy like Devontae Smith balling out the way he did to close the season. Maybe Fields' draft stock did break even, but other guys' draft stock rising is not. He could drop because
where you go has a lot to do with how your career will progress. And being drafted number 2 as a quarterback is almost like a curse. It's like a mark of death. Like the last decent one was RG3, and we saw that turned out. A lot of times the quarterback that goes number 2.
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins.
Hey, Devontae Smith to the Jets, though, man. I really like how that sounds.
I can see it, man.
I can see that happening, man. Remember, mark this down, man. January 12th. Guys said it first.
Sam Darnold need a weapon, bro. Sam Darnold he need a weapon.
Man, Jets need to go draft a quarterback, and
they need to
leave the receivers for the teams that need receivers. All right.
Devontae Smith's not falling past 3 though. If the Jets don't take him, the Dolphins are taking him at 3 and giving him the tour. Like he's not falling.
We got a wide receiver going in the top 3. You think Devontae Smith is that good that he's going to go top 3?
He won the Heisman.
Hold on,
he won the Heisman.
I like Waddle. I like Waddle better. This is an unpopular opinion, but I want to go on record to say I like Waddle's prospect as a pro.
Look, man, Devontae Smith won the Heisman as a wide receiver. It gets no better as a prospect than Devontae Smith. Literally, every single box there is, he checks. There's not a box you can come up with that Devontae Smith didn't check this season or last. So, like, I mean, I understand people maybe liking other receivers better, preference-wise, but if we talking about checking boxes, no one does it in this class as a prospect possibly more than Devontae Smith. I mean,
you're 100% correct, man. Waddle's like a super fast guy compared to Tyreek Hill. So I went back and I looked at their high school track times. I'm in 100. Devontae's faster, a tenth of a second. But to be straight line faster than Waddle is pretty incredible too. So things like 10.67, 10.68, those are, what I'm saying, you can run D1 track with those times. So
hey, well, we've heard who T would take over Devontae Smith, man. We got any Jamar Chase picks in the room?
I mean, I liked Jamar Chase last year, but based on what I've seen this year, I gotta say Devontae Smith's just a better football player.
Hey, well,
no question.
I gotta say it, man. It is one receiver that I don't want to say I'd take him over Devontae Smith. But I do think he might just be better or just as good in the league, and that's my guy Rondale Moore. You know, I hit the Rondale Moore out of Purdue. Man, this dude could have been a one and done. He could have been a one and done in football. Shout out to my guy Chris Holt, man. We were talking about this. He could have been a football one and done. That's how hard he was balling as a freshman. Kept it going all the way until junior season. He's only about 5'9", but you talk about Tyreek Hill. Imagine Tyreek Hill, but a little quicker, like a little more stop and go. The guy's stop and go is ridiculous, tailor made for the NFL as it is now. He can take handoffs, can return punts, can catch the ball. I mean, plays bigger than way bigger than 5'9". Rondale Moore is one receiver I got my eyes on. I'm hoping he falls to 19 where my football team picks.
Hey, when you do your scouting, man, look at this guy. He's my favorite receiver out of the class. Not that he'll do the best, but I like what I saw in college. Tamorian Terry from I don't know why I can't say that, but my man from Florida State, 6'4" guy, lightning quick, just straight line speed. And check him out. Let me know what you think. I trust your opinion.
Bet.
But yeah, let's wind down off the football. Let's get into some real life culture, politics, relevant sports. So the Senate was flipped, right? If you've been paying attention, the Senate was flipped to Democrat, and you know, a lot of people may not know how. We see a lot of Stacey Abrams. She did a lot of work there, but a lot of people might have missed this story. I know I did. I don't know how I missed this story, but the WNBA. Basically, what happened is Kelly Loeffler, who was the incumbent senator, she had the seat. It was given to her by the guy Kemp or something. But she's a Trump supporter, right? She also is a minority owner of the Atlanta Dream WNBA team. Her Black Lives Matter, racist rhetoric, all that stuff put together, basically, the WNBA came against her and said, we're going with Raphael Warnock. And he started off about 9%. You know what I'm saying? They boosted this guy to a win. You know, WNBA went against an owner. I don't think we've ever seen that in professional sports. I know I haven't off the top of my head, but they went against a team owner. She's a minority owner, like 49%, but still. And they got her out of there. So she lost her Senate seat, and she might just end up losing her stake in the franchise. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Have you guys heard about the story? Y'all been keeping up with it? I think it's pretty impressive what the WNBA continues to do, considering that they were wearing Black Lives Matter T-shirts before Cap even took a knee. You know, they've been here since day one. They don't get enough credit. So, you know, have y'all been keeping up with this?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's funny, T, that you said that you know you didn't hear about it, and you say you wonder how did it possibly get swept under the rug? And that's the thing about the world and how things are. When you see the guns ablaze and you see the fireworks on one side, you know that it's really just a diversion to take you away from what you should really be paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's really woken on that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was, bro. Like, it's one of those situations where, like, I think there was a little diversion, that Capitol situation, storming the Capitol. It was very obviously, it was attention grabber. It's hard to not pay attention to that. But this somehow got caught on the rug because it happened at the same time. But it was huge, man. It was iconic what they did, because it was just like, imagine if Mark Cuban was running for office and everybody on the Mavericks just didn't support him. You know what I'm saying? It's huge, man. And then it was not only was it huge in that aspect, it was huge that it actually had some action that came behind it. This owner actually came out publicly, in the midst of the George Floyd aftermath of his death, wrote a letter to the WNBA, and pretty much publicly stated, hey, she adamantly opposes the Black Lives Matter movement, cited every political reason in which that she did not want to associate with it, and then come out with her own political agenda of her own, because it didn't serve her, it didn't benefit her. Shout out to the players for keeping the owner accountable. Shout out for the players going up against their own check. It's like, you work for whoever you work for, you show up at your job protesting the owner. Like, typically that's you're probably gonna get fired. You're on the camera, you're in a situation, you use the platform. It was huge, man. It was bigger than basketball. And I was proud to see it, man. And I'm happy to see what happened. And, even now, obviously she's big mad. She lost the election. It's looking like she's probably gonna be like not involved in the team anymore. I heard LeBron James rumbles. He's looking to create an ownership group to buy the Atlanta Dream. So I think it's a good story. I'm surprised it didn't get mentioned, but I already know why it didn't get mentioned. But we're Gas Sports for the Culture, so we're gonna let you know what the hell's going on, and people need to know about this.
Yeah, I agree. People do need to know about this, man. And Loeffler, former Senator Loeffler, however you pronounce her last name. If I'm correct, I believe she only got her Senate seat because like somebody got sick or like like someone died or something like that. So the governor had to give the Senate seat to somebody, and her privilege, who she knows and who she is, somehow got her that seat. When it came time for re-election, she wasn't. Who knows? She might not have won either way because at the end of the day, she didn't earn it to begin with. Love to see what the WNBA is doing, man. They're always out front on issues. Well, I mean, what would we do? What would we do? What would we do without this type of stance? Because what this does is maybe, like Scrub said, how we view this if it was happening in the NBA, right? And it will never happen in the NBA, right? But it gives power to somebody in the NBA that sees a WNBA player making this type of stand. Maybe it gives them a little more power to speak up about an injustice in their own league. Shout out to WNBA, all the players, man, for they're going hard. Like T said, wearing the Black Lives Matter shirts before Kaepernick, before Black Lives Matter was the publicized movement it's become now. Back when it was more grassroots, I mean, they were on top of things. So, hey, love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, man. I've been following this story since it started. Honestly, it hasn't really been on too many news outlets too much. I want to give a shout out to Jamel Hill because that's honestly the first person I heard talk about it. But I've been following it ever since I heard her speak on it because it's honestly a really wild situation, and nothing like that has ever happened in sports. I mean, the closest thing I can think of is Donald Sterling when everyone kind of banded together to get an owner out. But it's rare to see everyone band together in that way to kick someone out. It's hard to do, and the fact that they not only help basically end her ownership, which will certainly be ended. They also got her Senate seat removed, which is crazy. It changes the landscape of the country. It helped do a lot of things. So I mean, you guys all hit the nail on the head. So I don't need to regurgitate it all, but yeah, I mean, this is a big thing. The WNBA needs more light on it. For their athletics and for the things that they do that help the community and push the country forward.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of more of the same, man. We just see women leading the way and just forging their way forward, man, and just putting everybody on their back. So yeah, definitely shout out to them. One of the cool things that I learned was Raphael Warnock is actually the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, which, what I'm saying, if you know anything about that church, Martin Luther King was a pastor there up until, he was at least a co-pastor there up until he was assassinated. And that's where the Atlanta Dream get their name from. Now I have a dream speech. So it's how things come full circle, man. And, they got to get her up out of that organization. But at the same time, man, it begs the question, should you be able to like force a person out or, offer their business just based on their political opinion? She wasn't Donald Sterling. She had a lot of unpopular takes. What I call racist, another person might agree with, right? Should you be able to force somebody like that out of an organization?
That's a good question, T.
I know we didn't talk about that, post-production, pre-production, all that, but
that's a great
question. Man, I was trying not to go in on Kelly Loeffler, man. You gonna make me go in on her, bro. I mean, you bringing up the church that, mind you, see, this is why I've heard a lot about the story because I dabble lightly in political news, and she's been in the political news, so they've been talking about her, man. She's attacked Reverend Warnock for this church.
Yep.
The Martin, you know what I mean? Like she's run negative ads saying that he's a radical preacher and that they're preaching radical things. Well, newsflash, if Martin Luther King was alive or you were alive during that time period, you were probably saying that dude was pretty radical. So I mean, like, look, I don't want to get too deep into it, man, but Loeffler's trash. That's you know what I mean. Like that's my opinion, but Kelly Loeffler isn't worth my 2 cents.
No, she's definitely trash, man. She's one of these people that was screaming about not certifying the election results up until,
Yeah, man. Like
you know what
she
I'm
was
saying?
storming it. She probably would have been storming the Capitol if she wasn't. You know what I mean? Like she's in on that stuff. Like so, in my opinion, yes, you could force someone out like that. Like I don't think I think she's unfit.
It's a good question. Do you guys agree with how Draymond reacted when asked about the Capitol being invaded? I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but Draymond had some strong words after the Capitol was invaded. That's a good question, Joel. Appreciate you for asking. And I mean, I definitely agree with what Draymond said. Draymond said straight up, those aren't activists, those are terrorists. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. And you didn't see those terrorists back down until a shot was fired. I mean, they were on their way to, where our elected officials were convening. And who knows what would have happened if they would have got in there in time to really, cause some destruction. Who knows how ugly it could have gotten. What you guys think? I don't know if you guys saw that. That's another thing that wasn't on there. I mean, hey, but the people asked, so we gotta gas them up.
Yeah, I missed the Draymond comments, but what I can say is I probably agree from those are domestic terrorists. I mean, it was an insurrection trying to overthrow democracy. I'm not sure what the plan was there. I don't care how many people you hold hostage, or I don't care. They would call it for heads on spikes. You put someone's head on a spike that doesn't get Trump another 4 years. So just a lot of sheep behavior, man. If you watch the video where they chased the black officer up the stairs, and he led them away from potentially where they wanted to go, all they had to do was look right. They could have got to where the door was open, but they're mindless. You know what I'm saying? They're sheep. If you watch Star Trek, they're like the Borg. They're single-minded. All they have is hate. You know what I'm saying? So they just chase the guy out of hate. You know what? You can't beat us all. Like that's why
Yeah,
you stormed the
crazy,
Capitol
crazy.
to antagonize police. Like it was crazy, man. You just showed their true colors. Blue lives didn't matter to them. Um, it was just a bad look. They would have the same crowd hated that Kaepernick took a knee, man, and you just see the irony of that now. These patriots hitting officers with flags, like not to laugh, but it's almost comical how ironic it is. Man. I don't want to go too far into it, but yeah, it was a bad look for the country. It was a bad look for anybody that believes in freedom and democracy. Just all the way around, man.
Yeah, nah, I gotta agree with you, T, bro. Like, it was wild. I agree with Draymond's characterization of them as terrorists. That's an accurate depiction. People put these labels on folks all the time. Yeah, when they're, straight up when they look like me. Yeah, people do that. It's real regular. So when people do terroristic things, regardless of how they look, call a spade, my friend. So yeah, I'm gonna call him a terrorist. I agree with Draymond, and it's crazy. It's crazy how people would just shift the conversation, how they need to shift it, and then say whatever they need to say. But when dudes is peacefully protesting, and then you got dudes literally like coming and just basically disrespecting everything that represents the country. And it's just crazy, man. Folks will do anything they want, man. It's really wild. The time we living in, man, is super crazy. But I agree.
I'm gonna throw this out there too, just in the vein of like news that's kind of been swept under the rug. Their leader, Trump. He's not my leader. Their leader. He's been, an evil guy from day one to the end. And even now, man, I don't know if you guys know this, but basically, in the last 6 months, we've had 10 federal executions, right? Death penalty. We haven't had any since 2003. There's only been 37 in the last 100 years. Trump's had 10 in the last 6 months. He tried to get 3 more this week. There was a woman, I can't remember her name, but they postponed that. The judge intervened. But like this guy has been terrible all the way through. His followers, this cult, these minions. Hillary had it right. They're deplorable. Like it's just been bad all the way around, man. I can't wait to get him out of there, and hopefully we can stop talking about him.
Probably not.
Yeah, I got another trick up his sleeve.
Always.
I've been saying for a while now, man. He's gonna become a supervillain. Like my man had a big speech, literally told people to go attack, and then they did. I watch a lot of superhero shows, and that's a supervillain.
Yeah.
But Trump is doing it in real life, so that's scary, man. And it's crazy because people are listening, they're following, and you know they really stormed the Capitol, man. Like that's crazy. Like that's something that I never thought I would see happen in America, like ever, like ever. Like that's wild. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm super qualified to talk about something like this. I got a lot of thoughts about it, so I don't want to get too deep. But I mean, like it's just ridiculousness, man. And any like they said you couldn't burn down Target, said you couldn't take a knee. You know what I'm saying? And we got people storming the Capitol, bro. Like all the it's crazy. Like it's crazy. And then you got people letting them in. You got people taking selfies with them. You know what I mean? Like T, when was the last time you guys took a selfie with an officer on duty? Let alone
Never.
while you're
You know
storming the
where I'm from.
Capitol. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like that. It's
Yeah, I don't know what's wilder, the fact that they stormed the Capitol or the fact that they stormed the Capitol and got away with it. I mean, they stormed the Capitol and no repercussions, man. That's the wildest thing. Like, I mean, I guess, they're starting to go back and arrest some folks now. Caught a couple people in the no-fly zone, had to fly them on back. But nah, man, it's just the fact that they got away with it, man. There was no immediate repercussions. And like you guys alluded to, man, we see these peaceful protests. We've even seen it go as far as looting. And when those things happen, we get tanks out. We got riot gear out. We got tear gas out. You get the whole nine. You get the National Guard coming through. But for this, and everyone knew this was coming. Everyone knew it was going to be these gatherings, but nobody planned for it to be what it was. And that's crazy. That's crazy that no one had that foresight when everybody knew it was going to get to this. It was incited by Trump, but the entire country let him get away with it, in my opinion.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nah, it's deep, man. It's deep. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Draymond too. To circle back.
I know this is gonna be kind of feeling like we just jamming it in here at this point, but yo, we gotta switch gears a little bit. I know that was a little gay, but yeah, top five Jordans.
The fans asked.
Nah, the fans asked. The fans had another question too, but we actually just because I mentioned it. My man asked about Durant playing on back-to-backs with his injury, and I only have one response for that. Hey man, y'all about to take what y'all can get from my boy KD, man. You know what I mean? Whatever you can get, especially with my boy Kyrie out, man. That actually is funny that you mentioned that. But so quick, just quick little side lip, man. I want to say something publicly. The NBA is getting crazy with these COVID protocols, man. I understand they try and protect everybody and stuff like that, but I'm not saying he's being vilified or anything like that, so I'm not going to go out crazy with it. But, like Kyrie wasn't doing nothing that I wouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Just doing regular civilian activities. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because they I think he violated the protocols or whatever have you. But things are getting real crazy with COVID. Hopefully the season can go on. You know what I'm saying? But I know we got a good topic on hand for y'all, man. With something that's relevant, man. Christmas just passed. Jordans are always one of the hot Christmas items. We came up on the Jordans, man. It's really the most iconic sneaker of our era, man. So we figured we'd give y'all something special. Top 5 Jordans all time, man. All different numbers, all different type of swag with them. T, out of everybody I know, you're one of the most, most well-respected Jordan connoisseurs. So we're gonna lead off with you, T. What's your top 5 Jordans?
Oh man, I feel like my list changes month to month, year to year, depending on colorways, that sort of thing. But I've been a sneakerhead since I was a kid, so you know me since I said probably about 10. One thing you always know to be true, I'm gonna have some kicks, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna jump right into my list, and this is just right now. I'm not gonna have everybody's favorites on there, but I have a couple of them on hand. So I'm gonna just run through my list real quick. So my number 5 shoe, you probably never see me in the Jordan 7. It's the Jordan 7. You probably never see me in it. You might never see me in the Jordan 7. It's because the shoe is so narrow, and I got a huge foot. You know what I'm saying? This shoe is bigger than my head, so I don't wear these. It's the Jordan 7, the Air Jordans. But I love the colorway. I love the design. I remember Fab had it in, I think, the Trade It All video. He had the French Blues. I ended up buying those. Didn't work well for me. You know what I'm saying? Had the boats when I wore the shorts. When I wore the jeans bled all over the white shoe. I don't know. Those are my college days. My number 4, the Jordan 10. I've had about 3 or 4 different colorways of the 10s. These are actually in my rotation lately, and I don't wear a lot of Jordans these days, but this is in my rotation. I love this shoe. I love its colorway. One of my criteria for being a good Jordan, like a top Jordan, it has to look good in every colorway. And the colorways got kind of weird, but the 10's pretty solid in all colorways. Number 3, 13s. My favorite colorway is obviously he got games in the playoffs, but I remember seeing my man Jake Shuttlesworth, you know what I'm saying? Talking about he's gonna be hooping in Pelican Bay and all that. So that's my number 3. My number 4, and I didn't really like this shoe at first, but this one colorway just changed my whole perspective. I've had them in a few colorways too. The Jordan 9, I love this colorway, and to me, anytime the shoe looks good in black and red, man, it doesn't matter what number of Jordan it is. I don't know. I love these 9s. My number 1 Jordan, I actually don't even own a pair. I kind of cut back on buying Jordans when I became a parent. But the Jordan 12 to me, you know what I'm saying? And that was more by force than by choice. But the Jordan 12 to me is my favorite Jordan of all time. I like every colorway. I remember having the Obsidians. My brother had the Taxis. My boy had the Breads. I think there's a picture of that on my IG. If you scroll back, I posted it maybe 2018. But I had them when I was in about 6th grade. It just brings me back to a time when things were simpler, where the only responsibility I had was to have fun. So the 12s, man, my favorite shoe. I love every colorway, the flu gangs, all that. So
That's tough.
that's me. That's my list.
The 12s are definitely, I'd say, very popular, but they didn't make my list, man. I'm gonna jump in with mine, man. I'm gonna start with my number 5. I like the 9s too, T. I actually have a special place in my heart for the 9s because I had the baby blue and the blue and white combination. Those were like one of my first pairs of Jordans I ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So definitely good love to those, man. And then number 4 for me is the Jordan 6s. I had the Oreo Jordan 6s during college, man. I used to rock them things everywhere, man. It was so crispy. The key to keeping them things crispy was keeping that bottom white piece on the J's crispy. If you kept that joint clean, the whole thing stayed clean. That's how it is, man. Number 3 for me could have been number 1, honestly. But so swaggy, man. Jordan 3s, man. The Jordan 3s, man. I got these joints called the True Blue Jordan 3s. Real smooth, man. You got the white, you got the gray with the little squigglies on there, man. Real clean, man. Real retro chic, man. You can rock them joints with all types of fits, throw some jeans on, and just really swag on folks. You can pull them out in the summertime with shorts. My number 2 for me is one that I got multiple pairs of 13s. The French Blue 13s are one of my all-time favorites. Bryce was there with me when I got my first pair. They were a special pair for me. Actually, I also got the red and whites. I love the 13s, the little ball thing on the side there, man.
The little guy right here.
The hologram.
Hologram.
It's iconic. One of the most iconic things about Jordan sneakers is that little hologram thing. And then my number 1
on the bottom too, right? I think it's on the bottom as well.
Yeah. It is.
Ooh, that boy know his shoes.
Yep. And then last but not least, man, is the Jordan 11s, man. They're like the one that got away for me. I don't own any Jordan 11s, sadly, because like the Jordan 11s are the most sought after Jordans, bro. Their joints always come out right before Christmas. It's always a crazy demand for them joints. I really wanted the Concord 11s. I really wanted the Bread 11s. I wanted them all, man. I didn't get any of them. I don't have any 11s, man. I've seen them at stores and stuff, man, but they don't got them in my size, man.
Oh man,
Y'all know somebody got some 11s for me, size 13, bro. Holla at me at Scruff Lion, man. I'm willing to pay the price for the 11s. Complete my collection, man. Make me happy, man.
hey Scruff, how you feel about the 4s?
The 4s are a miss for me, unfortunately. I like the 3s, but then the transition from the 4s to the 5s, and I don't like the 5s either.
Well, I was gonna give you a pair of 4s, but if they're messing, don't worry about it, bro.
Well, it depends on what color we're talking about. If they're free.
No, I got that. Hey, no, I get to it. I get to it. They all white. They're all white. It's pure money.
Okay, that joint might be fire.
All white. Yeah,
I just fire.
I don't. Yeah, size 13. Yeah. You got it.
All right, man. I appreciate that. Bryce, what's your top 5 Jordans, man?
All right, let's get into it, man. Mine's in order. Hey, man, I've been a sneaker connoisseur my whole life. Jordans, my whole life. So every Jordan means something to me. Every pair on my list I owned at some point, and I'm gonna give a little background on each one. So number 5, my number 5 favorite Jordan number is the 4s. My favorite 4s were, it's ironic that y'all was just talking about it. My favorite 4s were actually the white ones with them little green clips, though. I don't know if y'all know about them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those original Celtic 4s, all white with the green clips. Joints was fire, man. Those are my first 4s I ever owned. Ended up owning a few pair of 4s after. I had the blue, the true blue 4s. But yeah, man, 4s was one of my favorite Jordans for sure. Number 4, I got to go with the 6s. And one specific 6s, and that's the Olympics. The Olympic 6s, man, fire. Every pair of 6s, I think that's the one Jordan where like I kind of rock with it in every colorway. I ain't really seen a bad colorway when it comes to the 6s. So that one definitely makes my list. Number 3, the 13s. Love the 13s. Man, those French blue 13s, it gets no better than that. Second, close. I don't know which one's better, the French blue 13s or the black and green 13s. They a toss up though. I never got my hands on the black and green 13s.
Yeah, the altitude.
Never got my hands on them. But that's probably the one pair of Jordans that if I do see them right now, to this day I'll buy. Stopped buying Jordans a long time ago. But if I do see those black and green 13s, I'll probably cop up. Number 2, I think this might be my most controversial pick on my list, but my number 2 favorite Jordan. And if you was a real Jordan head, and I guess you was born in the 90s like me, this was one of the most sought after pair in your collection history. And that's the 17s. When the 17s came in that suitcase, if you ain't have a pair of 17s, you was losing, bro. Like I remember when them 17s dropped, everybody had a pair of 17s. Everywhere you looked around, and I got mine off sheer luck. I tried to get them when they came out, couldn't find a pair anywhere. I was so blown. I remember talking to my folks, like I was just sick. Then I go to get my hair braided. This is back in the day where everybody had the fresh rolls. I go to get my cornrows done, and my hair braider, she's like, "Yeah, I got these shoes, but they too big for me." She was kind of blown. I was like, "Wait, what size are they?" And at the time, I was a little smaller, so I wore she had got hers like maybe a size too big, and they ended up fitting me at the time. So I was so psyched I had my 17s. But not only did they come in the suitcase, but they had that black flap on. I had the black pair, and they had that flap on top. So they were really like 2 different pairs of shoes. If you remove that flap, it was a whole new pair of kicks. You throw that flap on, you switch it up, bro. Can't beat those 17s, man. Classic Jordan. I wish they would retro that, because that's another pair that if they retroed it, I'd probably go ahead and copy. And my number 1 favorite J's. Hey, yo, that's the era right there. That's the era right there. Yeah. All summer working at Six Flags. That's the era for sure. But yeah, so number 1 pair of Jordans. Man, this was an easy one for me to be honest, but it's the 2s, and specifically it's the black 2s. I don't know what it is about the all black 2s. I think that's the first pair. Yeah, the all black 2s. I think that's the first pair of J's that like I really wanted. Like I think I think maybe that's why I hold it so near and dear to my heart. But that's the first pair of J's I really wanted, with those all black twos. And I remember when I got them, I was psyched. I know I dogged them because I was a young boy. I straight dogged them. Was pressed to get them and then did them dirty. But yeah, those all black twos are my number one favorite pair of Jordans. And I also got an honorable mention. I don't know how heavy y'all was in the game, but the Dub Zeros, man, the black and gold Dub Zeros, couldn't tell me those weren't a classic Jordan, man. That's my honorable mention right there for all the real Jordan heads.
I mean, I had a pair of Dub Zeros, but
You
somehow
had to,
they got
bro.
I had the black and red, but they somehow I had black and red and black and blue, but somehow they got a bad reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like people started to hate on the Spizz Ikes, the Dub Zeros, any type of Jordan that was like a crossbreed. You know, people started to hate on that. So
Dub Zero was the original though. Like the Dub Zero was,
they were the original.
Yeah, that show was the original. Like I think technically they get counted with the numbers, technically.
But they you know, they put the SpongeBob on the Dub Zeros. You know what I'm saying?
Those was fakes, man. That's the MySpace era, the Black Planet era, right there.
MySpace era.
Those wasn't real.
Hey, I never seen him in person, man.
Oh man,
I seen the SpongeBob shirts though. Y'all remember that?
I seen the SpongeBob in person, man.
I know you was around for that era though, T. With the fresh J's with the SpongeBob T. I was
a little older. I knew better, but I remember.
You had a gangster cartoon character on your T.
Yeah,
the gangster Bugs Bunny, man.
Time, man.
That was a strange time, bro.
Hey man, so before I jump into it, man, hey, let me ask y'all, what T? When was your first pair of Jordans? How old were you?
Ooh, I don't know. I had Jordans as a kid, you know what I'm saying, before I even cared what my shoes were. But the first Jordans I remember wearing, like the 12s. I remember wearing the 12s. I remember like wanting the 12s, getting the 12s, and then like turning people's heads. Like people asking, like, "Ooh, where'd you get those?" Like everybody didn't have a blue. Everybody wanted black and red or white and black, but I had the blue. So I've always kind of had a thing for blue Jordans. I got blue 6s upstairs, blue 5s. I got a lot of blue Jordans. So I think I was 10 or 11.
11. Scrub, how old would you say you were?
About the same, about like 10, 11, like, you know. And actually, I gotta correct myself. My first pair, I had the 9s, but I also was looking through the joints. I think the 18s were one of my first pairs too. Random, but the 18s.
Bryce, would you say you were about the same age?
Nah, man. Yeah, I definitely had J's all throughout growing up, man. I don't even know what my first pair of J's was. I just know I always, you know, I probably was like maybe like 7 or something like that. I don't know. But the first pair I can remember, like the first few pair, a couple of them were on my list. I mean, those black 2s, the white 4s with the green clip. Those was some of the first pair I remember grabbing. The ones, I had the black ones with the gold check. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been a minute, but I'm thinking back, and they starting to come back to me a little bit. But yeah, like, young age though, young age for sure.
Yeah, man, I say that to turn the story a little bit because I'm honestly not like a sneakerhead like that. I'm not really a Jordan guy like that. My first pair of Jordans wasn't until I was like 19, right? And I got a little bit of story on why. But yeah, so I basically missed out on like a decade or two of all the Jordan releases, and you know what I mean, the love that you built for the shoe over the time, right? And a big reasoning in that is because growing up, it was just me and moms. Grew up in a little bit of a rough neighborhood, and she was not going for your man having some Jordans, bro. Because y'all know, I'm sure y'all know, man. There was shootings, robbings, people was getting, you know what I mean? Like she just wasn't having it. She wasn't about to spend her money on me getting some shoes, going to school, coming back in some socks. You know what I'm saying? So I missed out on a lot of Jordan releases growing up. Because once I got to my teenage age years, you know, she was like, well, you can pay for that. You know what I'm saying? So once I got to my adult ages, that's when I started getting into it. But I missed out on a lot. So I don't have a whole top 5. But I'm going to give you my number 1. The first pair I bought was the Jordan 6s, man. Got some black and red Jordan 6s. Warm to death. Yeah, warm to death, man. And that's how I started into the Jordan game, really. But I mean, like you said, T, you know, eventually you have kids and that money gotta go elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I still buy a pair every now and then, but it's not the same. I mean, the guy was. So I was working at my first job was at Chick-fil-A, right, making $5.25, $5.50, which is a crazy number, but simpler times. This is my senior year of high school. Every single check, I bought a pair of shoes the entire school year. Like every single. So I'm kind of shoed out, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? So, but now if you see me, you only gonna see me in like 3 pair of shoes max. Slides. You're gonna see me in slides 90% of the time. my dog's barking at this point.
Facts. I'm only pulling the J's out when I need to, man, because I be keeping them things clean. But I should tell you, I don't have the same collection of like maybe 8 to 10 J's for like. I bought them all during like a 6-year span, and the joints are still in great condition. You know,
Yeah, I kind of lost out. Like my foot grew from high school to college, and all them joints I bought was a wrap.
Shit, what you gonna do with them now, man?
Yeah.
The resale game is
held
crazy.
up better than others too, though. Some numbers didn't hold up that well. You know, like certain color waves too. You know,
y'all ain't never waiting in line like hours and hours.
Have I, bro? I've waited in so many Jordan lines, man. Like I never waited hours. I don't even got that much patience for some J's. But I definitely waited in those lines where it's 40 Bammers in the line, 50, 60 Bammers in the line, and all of a sudden it's getting a little restless. Shoulders getting bumpy. You looking around like it's up down in this line.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I asked. That's exactly why I asked. I remember, we from the DMV. I remember being at PG Plaza, man. I don't even remember which shoe I was waiting on, but I was gonna buy 2 pair. And this before all the bank cards and all that. I had a pocket full of cash, and I had a knife on me just in case. Like,
yeah.
It was dangerous times, man. Just trying to cop your favorite kick, man. Capitol Plaza. I'm the first person in line. They open up the gate for the Aqua 8s.
Oh.
And my man like, what size? I'm like 13. He like, get sold out. Bruh, that's the type of rage that make people storm things. You know what I mean? Like, if I was an adult, I probably just say, you know what, man, I'm gonna take a charge today. Like, there's no way. But as a kid, I just dropped my head and, you know what I'm saying, I had to take the L. I haven't had a pair of 8s to this day. Bought my kids the 8s because what I'm saying, I was so upset.
Gave them what you could never have. Love to see it.
Yeah, facts.
Orange and whites. I only wore them like one time. I got them on sale right now on eBay if anybody wants to buy them. Jordan 8's probably not really one of my least favorite numbers, to be honest.
I just never had them, bro. I still think about it.
Man, them Aqua 8s is fire, bro. I remember when them joints dropped.
Aquas are the best ones.
They re-released when I was in high school. I wanted to grab them. I never did, though.
Hold on, I'm about to tell y'all a crazy story about the Aqua 8s. They re-released, right? I'm in college. And you know what I'm saying, Big Shirley. Big Shirley tell me, hey, let's go to the shoe store. We up in campus. She like, let's go to the shoe store, get these 8s. I got a hookup. Man, we get to the store, man. There's some band was like, I'm looking at cuz, man. This the hookup? Well, one of your girlfriends, man, got the beard and all that. I'm like, come on, man. And probably only wore the shoe 3 times.
You don't want to wear that. I don't even want them no more.
Fact, that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? But I was in the question stage. I had to bite the bullet.
I know one thing, man. We got some pretty good lists, man, and it started to make me think of just other shoes from back in the day, man. I remember having them those black and gold Iversons, man. Those was it the answers or the questions? I can't remember which one it was. But it was
I think you're talking about the answers. Hold on, which one are you talking about? The honeycomb?
Yeah, the black and gold.
The black and gold ones. Yeah, those were answers.
Yeah. But the bubbles, the answers, those were fires. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember the flight. Was it the flight posits with the 2 big bubbles on the joke?
Those are flight posit 3s. I had them.
Oh my goodness, bro! Those were so fire, bro.
We throwing random kicks out there. One of my favorite kicks to hoop in, the T-Max. Some of my favorite
T-Max
kicks,
was fire, bro.
The Adidas?
So comfortable.
I never really was a fan of those.
The hooping,
T-Max.
Nah, Adidas is a fire hooping shoe on the low. The Crazy 8s. The Kobe's, the ones that look like the phones. I forget what they call now, but I burned through all of
blue
them.
KGs, bro. The blue
I remember the
KGs,
KGs, the black and blue.
Oh my goodness, it was some fire kicks. It was some fire kicks when we was coming up, man. That was an era. That was
Definitely an error, man, and it sucks now. And that's also part of the reason I don't buy kicks, man. Like you got to do raffles. You go on sneakers. You take an L after L after L. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we all get a pair of Travis Scotts or a pair of Off-Whites? You know
It's like trying to get a PS5, man.
I'm not paying resale for anything, man. I feel like I'm an OG in the shoe game. I'm not paying. I'm not doing resale.
Some Kyrie's on sale at the Nike outlet during the holidays. I almost copped them. I ain't gonna lie. They was iron.
You know what? They're gonna put all this stuff on sale. You don't even show up for work.
I rock my Kyrie's burning sage when I get to the court, man. I don't got no problems, man. I don't got no problems. No stress. Don't stress me, man. Don't make Kyrie Irving pulling Ricky Williams on y'all, man. Y'all gonna make him retire, man. Y'all better stop fucking with that, man.
Nah, I mess with Kyrie. I like what he's doing, man. He's doing what serves him. I tell people do that all the time, man. He made his money. You work the job. Don't let the job work you.
Facts, man. But yeah, it's been a fun night, man. It's been a fun episode, man. Y'all see us rocking these tees, man. Good ass sports tees, man. They're fresh off the rack, man. Hot off the shelf. We got a couple left in stock, man. If y'all like what y'all see, go to GoodAssSports.com/shop or hit the link in the bio and get right, man. We got the gas bundles for $40 if you want to get the hat, the gas mask, the tee, the wristband. You trying to rock all the way out with us. Get the bundle. That's the best deal, man. Or you can get a shirt if you want, but the bundle is like literally the cost of 2 shirts, and you get everything that you could possibly think of. The hat alone is worth $30, and the bundle's $40.
Too.
Just buy the bundle.
We even throw a wristband in there, man. Like Scrub said, GoodAssSports.com/shop. Hurry up and grab them. Shout out to everybody that supported the merch game and went and copped the bundle, went and copped the tee, went and copped the hat. We appreciate you all, man. We do it for you guys. We do it for you guys each and every Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. If you don't already have the app, what are you waiting on? Gas Network. Matter of fact, stop waiting. Pull your phone out right now. Search it. Go to your app store. Gas Network. The first one that pops up, you know the logo. You know the brackets. That's us. Let's get it. Gas Network. We're here for TakeOver 2021. A lot of big things coming, so stay tuned with us. And y'all know how we always end, fellas. Sports for the